Are you tired of standing outside in the cold? Introducing the sanding box, so you can work indoors without putting dust in your house. I love my sanding box. It's so soft and I can put all sorts of things inside. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Insert your rotary tool, slowly put your hand inside or any other body part and get to work. The sanding box, only for $20.69. Temperatures have finally dropped below 10 degrees, which means I'm basically freezing outside. It's why I wanted to make a sanding box. It would allow me to sand inside without putting dust everywhere. I have this lovely plastic box and the goal will be to cut holes so I can put my arms inside the box. I do not know if this is going to work at all. I'm going to start by tracing where I want the holes to be. I have a pen. I don't really want to put them at the bottom. My hand would be constantly touching the box and it wouldn't be very practical. Okay, this pen is shite, let's get another one. No. I have so many pens and they're all dry. So if I put my hand here, I am right-handed. I want the tool to get through here. So the box is quite fixed. I have absolutely no idea of what I can use to cut through it. I would like to avoid using power tools, to be honest. I'm going to drill tiny holes in the box so I can put a saw blade inside in order to cut the larger holes. It would probably be easier to melt it. Do not do this at home. It's not a tutorial, do not do this. Problem is, I do not actually have a saw blade in order to finish the job. So I'm just going to look for something that can cut and fit inside that hole. It shouldn't be too difficult. I found a Swiss knife. It's probably not meant to be used on this kind of... Well, first of all, it does fit inside the hole. It could be worse. It's stuck. Whoever can get it out of the box will be the new king of YouTube. I am the new king of YouTube now. I managed to cut one of the holes right here. This is a very bad camera angle. If you are getting worried about how I am going to see inside the box when working, just know that my safety glasses are incredibly dirty and scratched. So no matter what happens to this box, it will still be cleaner than the glasses. I also broke it right here because I wasn't careful, and it's not a bad thing. It's battle damage. It gives character to the box, even if I'm not sure a box actually needs character. I will just glue it back together at some point. So what I'm basically doing is that I'm putting a lot of small holes where I want my hole to be, so I have less material to cut. And I can fit my hand inside. I will add something on the edges so I do not keep cutting myself on the very sharp hole. So sharp. It's like it's a sadist hole. If you put your hand inside, you cut yourself. But if you want to take it out, you cut yourself on the way back. It's a never-ending suffering. I did it. If I can just grab my wonderful saw blade inside the towel. I now have some holes for my arms and a smaller one for the rotary tool. If I intend to use larger tools at some point, I will make it larger, but so far I only need the rotary tool for this box. I do not want an airtight glove box. I only need a kind of shield so most of the dust stays inside the box whenever I am sanding. I'm going to do some things that might seem a bit strange in this situation, but I'm going to add some fake fur on the side. First of all, it will make the holes smaller, but since it's a soft material, it can always be pushed when I'm putting my arms inside. Also, I expect it to retain some of the dust when I am getting my arms out. I think the fur might be able to brush the dust out of my hands. The third reason is that it should be pretty comfortable. If I'm going to make a sanding box, I might as well make a comfortable sanding box. I still have this bit of fake fur. It's actually a carpet. And I'm just going to cut some strip of material and put them around the holes here. Actual advice for once, if you have to cut fake fur, especially one with long hair like this, do it from the back. It will make it easier to cut the fabric without cutting the hair. I don't know how much of it I'm going to need. I did not measure anything, as you can imagine. You can see that I indeed cut the back without cutting the hair. I'm just going to fold it to get more fluff on the edges. Like this. This way, when I put it around the hole, you won't be able to see the back of the fabric. Now that I have my fake fur strips, I can start assembling everything. They are really starting to look like padded handcuffs. I regret nothing. I will try to put more hair outside than inside in case it gets caught into a spinning tool. And it's why fur isn't really the best choice for this. If you do this at home, please use something else. Here I just wanted to do something silly, if I'm being honest. Keep in mind that hot glue doesn't stick to smooth surfaces like this. In my case, it's really enough to hold the fur in place. And it also allows me to modify the design. If I ever want to get rid of the fur, it will be easy to unstick it. I'm going to glue it on the inside as well, because as I said, I do not want some hair getting caught in a spinning tool. I'm also gluing the hair inwards so they won't get in the way. It would be easier with some kind of hairspray. Unfortunately, I do not have any. In the meantime, glue will have to do. In any case, the fur should be far away from my hand. It's looking pretty comfortable. And it is pretty comfortable. I'm really liking it so far. I do not know if you can see it on camera, but one of the holes is larger than the other. Let's just say it's for different sizes of hands, obviously. We also need to do something for the smaller hole I cut for the tool. As you can see, I made a second one closer to my right hand, because after trying this one, I realized it would be more comfortable to use something closer to my hand. I'm still keeping that one. It can always be useful depending on the kind of tool I decide to use. I can just plug it with a piece of foam whenever I am not using it. I'm also putting a bit of foam around this hole so the rotary tool does not get damaged by the sharp edges. I can now put my arms in here and the rotary tool through the smaller hole here. And this way I can hold it inside the box and do my sanding without putting dust everywhere. I have to put the lid back on, as you imagine, otherwise dust will go. There is just one element missing. If I use fake fur for a project, I might as well make it pink. My sounding box is now done. Let's try it. And here is my sounding box. You can put all kinds of things inside, depending on what you are into. I could upgrade it with an extra hole for a vacuum cleaner and also one for a video camera in case I want to film what I'm doing inside. It sounds a bit wrong. Thanks for watching and see you next time.